tensions growing at Bill Cosby's sexual assault trial. The jury deadlocked overnight, the judge ordering them to go back and try again. ABC's Lindsay Davis outside that courthouse in Norristown, Pennsylvania this morning with the latest. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, David. Day 5, and fatigue and frustration have both now set in. It was as if you could see the air going out of the tires yesterday as Cosby accusers learned that the jury was deadlocked. And at this time, Cosby supporters now say it's time for the judge to declare a mistrial.
This is unprecedented.
Bill Cosby's spokesperson expressing outrage overnight, arguing that it's time for the judge to declare a mistrial. The jury of 12, struggling to reach a unanimous verdict, has now deliberated for 40 hours. Thursday morning, when jurors reported they were deadlocked, the judge sent them back to try again. While Cosby's fate hangs in the balance, Andrea Constand, the former Temple women's basketball director of operations, who claims that Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her in 2004, tweeted this light-hearted video yesterday, shooting hoops as she also waits in the courthouse for the verdict. The tagline, always follow through. Her case against Cosby is the only criminal prosecution from the allegations of more than 50 women who've accused the comedian of drugging and/or sexual misconduct. Several accusers attended the trial and expressed their frustration with the jury's deadlock, like Victoria Valentino, who's been here for 2 weeks and came all the way from California.
I feel very deflated. I'm worried, but I'm holding on to some hope because the judge is telling him to go back in there and work on it.
Thursday, tempers flared on the steps of the Pennsylvania courthouse between Cosby supporters and an alleged victim. And while early in deliberations, the jury asked to have the testimony from both Constand and Cosby read back to them, it's now been more than 24 hours since the group asked a question.
In a case like this, where you have no witnesses, you have no forensics, it's a he said, she said case, and credibility is everything.
If the jury comes back again and tells the judge that they're deadlocked, at that point it really is at the judge's discretion to determine if he's going to say that this is a mistrial. If he does, at that point, Bill Cosby would walk out of this courthouse a free man, and then it would be up to the district attorney's office to determine if they're going to try him again. David.
All right, Lindsay Davis, who's been on the case from the start. Lindsay, we appreciate it. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, with us this morning. So they're deadlocked. Yep. The judge tells them go back and try at this again. How common is it, though, that a jury changes its mind, someone there on the jury, and they come back with a different decision?
It happens occasionally. Judges do this in any case where a jury says, we can't reach a decision. The judge is effectively saying, please, go back, talk about it, see if you can reach an agreement. Think about all of the time and effort that has gone into this trial. He's not saying that, but the judge's goal here is see if there's any way to get a verdict. And I have seen cases where, despite the fact that jurors have come back and said, we are deadlocked, they then change, they talk, and they do reach a verdict, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Not all the time. Yeah. So if it comes back, if the judge declares a mistrial today, what then for Bill Cosby? He simply walks free?
No, for now. And then the question is going to be, do the prosecutors decide to retry him? And I think there are going to be two key factors there. Number one, what does Andrea Constand think? Meaning, does she want to go through this again? If the answer is yes, I think that's going to have a big impact on the prosecutors. Number two is, what was the vote on the jury? Meaning, if they were 11-1 for a conviction, I think it would be hard for the DA not to retry him. If it was 10-2 for an acquittal, I think that makes a much better argument to let it go.
All right, we'll be watching it throughout the day with you, Dan. Thanks.